Hey guys, what's going on? It's Savage here, and today I'm with Slickmoth, and today we're going to basically be talking about the Spider-Man PS4 combat and how it basically compares to the Arkham games from Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, Arkham Origins, Arkham Knight, all the Arkham
You
games,
just forget
all
the
of them.
names of the Arkham games.
Listen, I was trying to go in order. I didn't.
You
Uh,
started with City.
Listen, I started with the best
Guys,
one.
Salvage doesn't know the Arkham games. What a fake fan.
Oh, that's so
I'm just
mean.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I did this for 3 years, my man.
Before me, so you did it before me, so I
Before
can't.
you, before
Exactly.
you stole my. Anyway, okay, so we've seen the combat. We've heard some complaints about the combat and stuff like that. And what are your thoughts about it? What do you think about the combat as a whole?
I think it looks really good overall. One of the things
Hmm.
that I like is introducing verticality to the combat. So we can see Spider-Man, he'll sort of like web up really high or like, swing across the rooms. Now, we did learn that if you're in a room that's less than 20 feet tall or so, you can't really like swing around, but in outdoor
Yeah.
areas you can during combat, which is really cool. The verticality once again looks great, and the only thing that looks a little bit odd to me is it doesn't look like Spider-Man punches very hard. He doesn't have a lot of oomph behind his punch, and it seems like it takes like a lot of hits to take somebody out sometimes. One of the things that I really like too is how he kind of moves like a spider, like very quickly, and he'll get up behind you, especially in stealth mode. So overall, the combat looks really good. Does it resemble the Arkham games? We can talk about that a little bit. I think that it does. Perhaps a little bit too much. I'm not sure. But there also is a lot of really interesting ways. Definitely, the way that I look at it is basically Arkham Combat if Batman had Spider-Man's abilities. So it's there's definitely strong resemblances there. There's clear inspiration, which is okay. But the combat looks great overall. I mean, there's no two ways about it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the Arkham like stuff. I mean, that's what they were kind of going for, right? I mean, trying to make the best free flow combat without making it too much like Arkham. And I think the dodging ability and stuff like that in a way that you can maneuver around enemies and the fact that they promote it to be like a something skillful. They say that some of this stuff is really challenging. Like I think that that would be a good contrast from the Arkham games. In the Arkham games, you are really you just kind of just take down enemies really easily. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's like you could just take on like 50 thugs at once, and maybe you'll take some damage, but you're not gonna die. You're not gonna really go out. Like for the Spider-Man games, when you see people playing it, they go out really fast. Like when they're trying to play, you see that it's really challenging for them the first time. But if you play the Arkham games for the first time, you could blow through a bunch of it very easily.
Oh yeah, I mean you've played Arkham City a lot of times. I know you've probably played
Yes.
Arkham City and gone like entire playthroughs without dying or dying like once or
Yes.
twice.
Yeah, no, yeah, no joke. I've probably played this like 12 times without dying.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Arkham games are known to be pretty easy. That's a complaint that a lot of them have had. But at the same point, like the combat being more difficult doesn't necessarily mean it's better or more fun. So what I'm looking for
Hmm.
really is like unique abilities and different contrasts, as opposed to just like smashing X and that kind of stuff, which it looks like there are. In fairness, of course, there's the upgrade tree and that kind of thing. But with Spider-Man, there's so many different ways you can sort of develop the combat. In some ways, Rocksteady didn't have because Batman's
Hmm.
just a regular guy, and Spider-Man has so many more, different things that he can do in regards to combat. But I'm hoping to see a lot of equipment, a lot of different, ways to mix the combat up and that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, looking forward to different upgrades and stuff like that and takedowns and animations that they haven't shown yet. Like they've said that there's much more, and I'm really excited to see what else they're going to be bringing to it.
Yeah.
And all those little details that they're going to put into the combat, like ragdolling. Have you seen that combat? I swear to God, I think I've said it in one of my videos where the
No.
guy is he's punching one guy and then he decides to swing, and when he swings, he hits the guy and the guy flips through boxes and over like a few feet, like 10
Yeah.
feet. Like it was really awesome.
That
Like he
is cool.
ragdolled over the bat box and it was like really realistic. It looks like that would happen if Spider-Man did that to a real person in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And the graphics are just perfect with it.
Oh, they are. So What is your favorite part of the combat, and what is your least favorite part?
My least favorite part.
Hmm.
Man, my least favorite part about it is, I mean, they haven't showed the animations yet, but man, I don't know. I don't know what my least favorite part is.
I'm gonna
What's your least
say
favorite part?
my least favorite part of the combat is it does kind of seem like Spider-Man's a little weak. It seems like he punches kind of soft, and
Right, right.
like I don't know, it's just something weird.
But
It's a big contrast from the Arkham games where you pack a big punch, like you'll be on one side of the room and
I,
then you'll just teleport on the other side of the room, just like knock somebody out. It doesn't seem like Spidey does that.
yeah, I think I see why they did that is because, Spider-Man's not like you see how he's living, right? He's not really living in the best conditions. He's not like eating a bunch and just working out a lot. It seems like he's maintaining on a speed, and even though he's probably holding back as well, so he's probably not he's probably not like trying to kill these guys with his super
Right.
strength. And Batman, of course, he's just human, so of course it makes more sense for that. So I don't know.
No, I think you're right. But I
What?
think that really the definitive thing into how the combat actually turns out is the upgrades and the different fun sort of things to do with the combat. So, like in Arkham Knight, my favorite combat maneuvers are like the little special abilities where you hold L2 in triangle, or like hold L2 in circle and you send out an orb and it electrocutes everybody around them, or L2 in triangle where it's like an instant takedown with your grapple gun. All that
Right.
kind of stuff is really badass, and it's a way to differentiate just like XXX triangle, XXX triangle, circle, capestone, XXX, or square, 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 like over and over again, beat the shit out of that guy. And like, the Arkham games are amazing because they introduced that, and that is the main way that Arkham Knight vastly improved upon Arkham City, introducing Batmobile assisted takedowns with X and A on Xbox One, and that kind of stuff. Just those special, unique, different ways to take them down, as opposed to, if you go back to Arkham Asylum, it very much so is XXX, triangle, triangle, triangle. I'm getting the consoles mixed up. Square, square,
Yeah.
square. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
It,
they're those ways that really add flavor, they add layers and textures to the combat. That's what is going to make the game, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, and also the suits. The suits also provide some depth into combat as well by doing the special abilities with like the guitar and the all of the Spider-Man abilities that they have. There's so many I can't even name them.
Wait, the guitar?
Yeah, yeah, the have you the special abilities for like the Spider-Punk suit. Yeah,
Holy shit. Okay, so you can do like a guitar ability.
yeah, something like that.
Interesting. So there's going to be different abilities for the suits. That's cool. You know what they should have is they already announced they're doing the Infinity War suit, right?
Yeah,
Does the little legs pop out like it does in the movie?
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing that's what it is.
Hey, that would be badass. Yo, what if you're in the story and those legs can like pop out and like impale people and throw them? Yo, it's like your Doc Ock,
Yeah,
with the
that'd be
little
cool.
fucking legs. That would be so sick. They better have
That'd be
that.
dope. But also, I mean, for the combat, it seems like it's going to be playing a huge part in the boss battles as well. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the combat during the boss battles from what we've seen from Shocker and also from Kingpin?
Yeah, I mean, the Shocker boss fight looked pretty good. It kind of reminded me of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Shocker boss fight, which
Yeah.
was and then the Kingpin boss fight looked okay too. I don't know. I'm really looking to see that like amazing boss fight that blows me away. It's kind of typical what you would expect, some QTEs here and there and hitting X and stuff like that I don't
Yeah.
know. It looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the Kingpin boss fight was better than the Shocker boss fight, but that's just my personal opinion.
I'm still looking forward to the Mr. Negative train fight, which we
Oh
we saw in the
yeah.
trailers and we've seen the concept art. We've seen it. Like unless they cut it from the game, which I don't think they would. I
Mm-mm.
think that would be a really cool boss fight. And another thing that a lot of people have been saying is if they do introduce like a taskmaster,
Uh-huh.
Jesus. If they introduce his boss battle, that would be really cool too, because then you would be able to copy Spider-Man's abilities, and like you have to really think about how to fight him. Like
Oh, true.
there's so many things, and also Tombstone. If you can't punch Tombstone, he has like like skin made out of stone and stuff. So if you punch him, it hurts. So you have to find different ways to take him down. Like that's something that they could do easily if they introduce those types of villains.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see in regards to the other boss fights. Now, here's one thing that I will say that would really set this game apart is having a boss fight with multiple bosses. So we've seen
Hmm.
before in superhero games where there's several bosses, right? Like it's very common. Let's since we're comparing with the Arkham games in this video, let's take Arkham Origins and Arkham Knight, where you have Scarecrow and the Arkham Knight, but you never fight them both together. In Arkham Origins, you have all these guys coming after you, but you never really, that I can think of. Well, there was Bane and Joker kind of at the same time, but it wasn't really at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Like, even when Joker has his little, like, whatever, poison guys that get super big, like, he's up in the chair watching, and then when you defeat them, then he comes down. So my point
Right.
is, having the Sinister Six, like, imagine, let's fight Rhino and the Green Goblin at the same time. Let's fight, like that would be
Yeah.
really badass. So rather than it just being this repetitive thing where you realize the certain strengths and weaknesses that one boss has, and not just having two of that same type. So instead of just having like two big Titan Serum, guys that you're fighting, but you defeat in the same way, you actually have to do different things to defeat those different villains.
Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be really cool. Like Vulture and Rhino, where one guy's coming at you from the air and the other's coming at you from the ground. You have to pay
Exactly.
attention. That'd be really, really cool.
That would. So hopefully they do that. Again, if they want to, cheap out, the way that you do it is you just fight them one by one, but that doesn't make any sense because it's the
Yeah.
Sinister Six. They're all working together. And in fairness, Batman has never had a game like we've never had Batman versus the Suicide Squad or whatever, because in Arkham Origins they were all competing against one another to kill you. So I mean, there's story reasons as to why there wasn't a boss fight like that. But in this game, everybody's teamed up against Spidey, so I see no reason why we can't fight multiple bosses at one time. Now it pose a really interesting challenge, and also something that is basically never been seen before in superhero video games. So I'm really looking forward to that, and we'll see if they go down that route. I think it's pretty likely.
Right, right. All right, well, that basically does it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to go check out Slickmouth's channel. His video is going to be in the description because, at least I'm a good friend and I can say that at the end of my video. So thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.